I'm going to share two stories with you, two real life stories with you, two real life stories that happened in the same 24 hours. Here is the first story. I was on the phone with a very good friend of mine, who lives in the United States, who lives in a regular suburban town in the United States. And she's one of my friends that at some point in her life would like to become a mom. She would also like to at some point, start talking to men again and all that stuff, right? So she's like she's recounting this story to me, and she says, okay, well, I went to the spot and there was this guy who was talking to me. Nowadays, a lot of guys don't come up and talk to you. So I was talking to him, and then he gave me some contact information. And, Shayna, I was like, oh, okay. Thank you. And then with that contact information, she looked him up. Do you want to know what she found when she looked him up? Not only is this person a very public figure, well, let me not say very public figure, a public figure in the space where she lives. But he also has multiple domestic abuse cases open against him. Multiple DV cases currently open. And rather than getting himself ready for court, rather than trying to get his life together, rather than trying to clear up his public image, no. He's out here trying to find a woman. Yeah. So I heard that story and I said, good googly moogly. That thing is problematic. And I'm living in Spain right now, so me and my friend, we catch up earlier in the day, and then I go off to class. Now, here's the thing about my class. There is a man in my class who doesn't realize that he shouldn't be just touching women. Just touching and staring eerily, creepily at women. He won't stop. And when it comes to, let me speak for myself. This man is constantly staring and trying to get close to, physically close to, and touch me. Yes, I have reported this. Yes, I have had meetings about this. And yes, I was told that something was going to be done about this. I was also later told that this person was not going to be in my classes anymore, that they were going to move him into another set of classes. And I was like, okay, that sounds great. And guess what? He said, I'm staying right here. Not only am I staying in this class, but then he decided to not just sit next to me, but also required that I moved my bags so that way he could sit even closer to me. Now, I have already told my teacher that this man, is a problem. I do not feel safe around this man. And because of the kind of school that I'm in, there's not a whole lot that she can do other than create the space where I can just kind of basically hop around class. She moves me. So now we're in a situation where I and my teacher, another woman, are playing, some weird game of Tetris while moving me to be as far away from him as possible. Meanwhile, he is constantly staring me down uncomfortably in class. Today, I didn't even go to school. Because he was supposed to be out of my classes. And I saw him at the end of the day go talk to some administrative person and get switched back into the classes. Now, he technically was removed from those classes, and he said, got put right back into my classes. So when I do go back to school, I'm going to have these meetings all over again, just so I can learn Spanish. So when people say, just give a man a chance. It's not that bad. You should really put yourself out there. When your friends, when your family members say, you just go out there, just talk to men. when they approach you, oh, maybe like you'll get this feeling, or you'll just be excited because, oh, you're meeting them in real life. It's better than the apps. What could go wrong? Crime. Crime can go wrong. I genuinely do not know what it'll take for me to be open to dating again. I don't know how many criminal background checks I would need to feel comfortable dating again. I know too many women in my personal life who have had to escape men, flee in the middle of the night. The men that promise to love and protect and provide, flee, pack a bag and run. I have friends who are no longer in those relationships, those very abusive relationships, and they still get flashbacks, and they cry, and they are going through years of a healing process to just try and keep their feet on the ground and have some semblance of normalcy in their neurological system, all because of a man. I have great male friends. I have great male family members. I know that there are some good men out there. But if I give you a bowl and I say, listen, there are some beautiful fish in this bowl. You just got to reach in and grab them. But also, this bowl is inundated with piranhas. Just grab a fish. Mind you, fish are moving at all times. It's going to be hard to just kind of scoop one up. But listen, if you grab one, that's great. But you do have to put your hand in. You got to put your hand in? More and more and more, I understand why in all of the systems of nature throughout every other species around, there are things that the male animal has to do to prove himself to the female animal, to the animal that the male is courting. For the birds, it's, dance, feather boy, or build an elaborate nest, a home, or work with other birds and make some kind of choreography. For fish, sometimes it's bring me the biggest shell. For every animal, for kangaroos, it's like fight each other. Whoever's the biggest, strongest, I'll stick around. I'm understanding this, and we as humans have lost this. And the fact that when it comes to pregnant people, the number one reason why they don't make it, the number one extinguisher of pregnant people is homicide. There's a lot of unsafety out there. Let me not say that as a negative. Let me say that as a positive. There is a lot of danger out there. And in the United States, there's a lot of danger out there. And your rights are getting snipped by the second. If you are going to date, if you're going to go and put yourself out there and put on the beautiful makeup and put on the heels and try to go to the bars and talk to men, listen, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I am just going to say be careful. I'm just going to say be careful. It's never the time to play around, but people are finding out a whole lot faster now. And yeah, it'd be nice to see you coupled, stranger on the internet. It'd be nice for me to be coupled. All of that sounds nice. But I'd rather be safe than be coupled. It's just how it is. So, when I say be safe out there, I really mean that with my whole spirit. So please, be safe out there.